A values champion is a person who will impact on people surrounding him or her to become productive citizens of this country.
It's obviously somebody that leads from within. So if we speak about values, it starts with you.
We are there to motivate these young people, say, look here, you can be someone in life. Look here, you are not a chicken, but you are a champion. You can do it, you are a hero.
A VCE is a Values Champion Empowerment Session. After they've gone to the residential academy, we bring the educators alone now, all right, without the young people, and empower them on how to entrench youth engagement in the school.
Sometimes educators are sitting with classes of 50 to 60 learners, but how do you connect with these learners? How do I create a safe space for that learner so that they can just be themselves?
The first day, it's about leading change on self. It's like looking at the character, what is it that I need to have so that I can be able to engage young people? And when we're looking at the 4 pillars of youth engagement, here at the VCE, we are taking those 4 pillars to say, as an adult, how do you use your own voice? How can you use somebody else an opportunity to use voice when you yourself, you're not expressing yourself? When we talk about play, which is another pillar for youth engagement, you as an adult, how often do you play? How often do you let the 3-year-old in you out there so that you can be able to connect with the young people? In terms of learning, do you come together as teachers in your school and unpack your learning and unpack your experiences so that you can identify good practices and learn from each other? How often do you serve yourselves? We break down those 4 pillars in terms of how I lead myself as an adult. There's an exercise that we do in the VCE of sharing stories for best solutions, because we believe that stories make leaders. However, you need to be able to tell your story and unpack it and take some of what built you in that particular story.
It was so sad to notice that in one's journey, one becomes so busy that you forget yourself, and that you sometimes, I actually never gave myself time to nurture myself.
And then the second day, we're looking now in terms of how do we lead change, with others. In terms of the tools that we expose educators here, what tools that can be appropriate that you think you can use in your classroom, instead of them coming up with rules and coming up with instructions, sweep, do that. No, now they engage young people so that they can take ownership of the space that they are in. On the third day, we are looking at the whole school. That's where we sort of like unpack the school journey. As a values champion, what is expected of me?
So when they go back, they need to understand the important role they have with students, but just to have their eye on the bigger vision of what the school wants to achieve, and I'm part of making that vision a success. And so what happens in our schools, there's a school 5 kilometers away from your school but they don't even know, or they've never even engaged with the principal or the educators. So it's all about clustering all these schools within our Columba program, and then having them engage with each other on a very simple platform.
We sort of like build the muscle of the school, so that when they go back to school, when these sessions, when these post-engagement are happening, at least there's muscle in the school that can catch and make sure that everything lands well.